Do not reflect the view of the Bronx Wanderers, Vegas Video Network, and any and all companies affiliated. The show will contain strong language and mental... fuck it. Hello, world, and welcome back to episode 3 of What the Cluck. Woo, 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 woo. If you're back, you've consulted your doctor and have been approved for this experimental treatment. Yay! Today is also my first day back talking, and the hardest part was actually not being able to talk to myself. Had no idea I did that so much, which helps explain the schizophrenia, though, so glad I'm back. Okay, let's not waste any time. So many things going on in the world to discuss. First up, Mount Everest. A rich person's idea of a fun trip has seen 11 people die this year, and that's apparently a lot. The deaths have not been attributed to blizzards or avalanches, but the fact there were too many climbers, and in particular, inexperienced climbers taking selfies, trying to summit the tallest, most dangerous peak in the world. People, if you want to spend tens of thousands of dollars to wait in ridiculous long lines, just go to Disney World. There's a ride called Expedition Everest that I promise you will give you the same experience. Next up, Rocketman, the musical biopic about Elton John, made by Elton John for Elton John, has been released and is receiving mostly good reviews. Aside from the poor timing of its release post-Bohemian Rhapsody, the battle for who holds the title of Queen of Rock in the movies has been waged. I'm, of course, waiting for the final contestant in this gay feature film race to make my decision. Boy George. I hear a movie might be made about him called Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? Short answer, yes, George. Yes, we do. Back to Apple. Wow, in my monologue twice. Just announced it's ending iTunes after 18 long years. Yes, instead of using iTunes, Apple wants users to use Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, and Apple TV to stream entertainment, which is not surprising considering Apple's business policy. Why charge people for one thing when you can charge them separately for 3? Because, you know, every Mac computer now has to have 30 different separately sold converters and connectors. Thanks, Apple. We really appreciate it. But let's not cry over iTunes. It's not like anyone used it for buying or searching for music. We all use it to convert our WAV files into MP3s and to burn CDs. What the hell am I going to use now that I think about it? I also thank God I no longer have to get asked for my Apple ID and password, because for real, no one remembers that damn password ever. If I had a nickel for every time I was asked to change my Apple ID password, I'd be retired and moving to Dominican Republic. Yeah, well, that's actually an old picture of Dominican Republic. Do we have a new picture of Dominican Republic? There we go, dead guy on the beach. Which is a great lead into my next story. The Dominican Republic just don't go anymore. As you may have heard, all this month, more tourists have died in Dominican Republic vacation resorts than soldiers in Afghanistan. It's true, 6 Americans have died in, wait, it's more than 6? We're past 6. Shit, man. Well, I don't have a staff checking things for me, so let's just do this. We got another graphic? There we go, deaths so far and counting. Okay, cool. At least half are reported to have had an alcoholic beverage in their hotels prior to being found dead. And if you're thinking to yourself, wow, that sucks, this can't possibly get any worse, just wait, it does. David Ortiz was recently shot in the back in Dominican Republic. A giant, black, Dominican, famous ball player who's famous for swinging baseball bats apparently was not safe in Dominican Republic either. Yes, this story is unrelated to the other deaths because Ortiz was not found dead in a hotel, but was instead shot by 2 police officers, not making this up, ordered to kill him by a local drug lord, also not making this up, because Ortiz was thought to be sleeping with the drug lord's wife. Still can't believe this isn't made up. Thankfully, Ortiz is on the road to recovery, and Dominican Republic officials assure tourists and the world DR is still safe. Yeah, and so is Detroit. Lastly, an issue I'd like to address that I feel is far more dangerous to the environment and humanity than global warming and climate change combined. Stupidity. That's a fucked up graphic. We got a better graphic? It makes it look like I'm like the stupid one. There we go. That's like way better. Okay, cool. Cool. Yes, leave it to humans to not only destroy our world indirectly, but we might as well wage the battle on two fronts. I'm talking about the infamous ranch fire, which ignited last July and is said to have been the largest wildfire in California's state history. The world finally found out how it was started, and no, it wasn't from climate change, but by a rancher, Glenn Kyle, aka Turd Ferguson, who stumbled upon an underground wasp nest and wanted to plug the hole with the metal spike. He said he was allergic to stings. While hammering the stake into the ground, a little spark, is said to have ignited the fire. This is where the stupidity factor comes into play. Instead of calling 911 immediately, Mr. Kyle decided to throw an old trampoline and an old carpet on the fire. Because, of course, we all learned in grammar school old rugs and junk in your backyard are the best way to suppress a fire. This gets even better. Once he saw his trampoline rug plan wasn't going his way, he unhooked his trailer and tried to put the fire out by kicking up dirt ahead of it with his four-wheeler. Moments later, he lost control of his four-wheeler, which rolled downhill and lodged between water tanks in a cut bank. It was at this point he realized he had nothing else to throw on the fire. Then he called 911. When confronted by authorities that the rancher started a fire that destroyed 150 plus homes, cost tens of millions of dollars to suppress, burned 410,000 acres of California wildlands, an area half the size of Rhode Island, and killed a firefighter who was struck by a falling tree. When confronted, he said, "Mother Nature, you have no control." Good freaking Lord, man. And let's not forget about the fire that started in Arizona from a Border Patrol agent firing at a target intended to explode and reveal whether he's having a boy or girl with pink or blue powder. Apparently, a nice dinner reveal party is too lame for the parents of this current generation. Do we have the video clip of my brother's gender reveal? Let's watch that.
Oh my God.
Throw the football to Nick, he'll naturally drop it.
I'm scared.
Fumble it!
Do it.
Spike it!
No, God. Yeah. See, that's what people do now. Yeah. I love the part it was a football, and I basically said just throw him the football and he'll automatically drop it. So that was cool. Luckily, no one died in my brother's scenarios, but yeah, only his pride was hurt because he found out he was having a girl. The Arizona fire consumed 45,000 acres, cost nearly $8 million in damages. That guy, Dennis Dickey, was found negligent, unlike Mr. Kyle, and was forced to pay $100,000 and $500 a month for the next 20 years. Stupidity, folks. That's our greatest enemy. Don't be stupid. All right, enough of this dumb shit. It's making my head hurt. Let's head over to the table and meet our guests, Michael Shapiro and Sam Novak. We'll be right back. How you guys doing?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Nice,
Well,
nice.
thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for taking the time to come today. We have Sam Novak here. He's a writer and critic in town. He's got a great blog called Vegas Unfiltered. Friggin' awesome. We'll get to that in a minute. We have Michael Shapiro here, founder of Reckless in Vegas and tons of shows in town. Amazing songwriter. and a best friend. Thanks for coming, man.
Anytime. Man.
Really appreciate it. So talking about California before, one of the reasons I'll never live in California, it's like living in a matchbox. Apparently, like that place just goes the fuck up every other week. Michael, you lived in California, right? Where are you from? The Bay Area?
Family's from the Bay Area, yeah.
Bay Area.
But I moved to Vegas when I was 1 with my family.
Oh, okay. So
but I moved back to the Bay Area in 2006, and I lived there until 2015. And the funny thing is, I bought a home in San Rafael, and within the first month of living in San Rafael, there was a huge fire across the valley.
See what I'm saying?
That seemed like it was going to just wipe out the whole area. And
Nice.
it was pretty scary. But,
Apocalypse, California.
Yeah, it was
Cool.
crazy. I mean,
Cool.
yeah.
You dig it here more than there? Or it's
You know,
some
San
places
Francisco
home.
Bay Area is a beautiful place to live.
It is gorgeous
yeah, but I love Vegas. Vegas is in my roots. My family moved here in 1955. My grandfather.
That's right.
So
you guys have been
it's,
around.
It's rich, yeah, rich in my blood, and I love it here.
Good, man. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Good. What about you, Sam? Were you always from here? Or no?
No, I'm only here since October.
He's a newbie.
Yeah.
Wow, you're a noob. You're
But-
more of a noob than me.
But the funny thing is, I kind of moved here partially because of fires.
No way.
Seriously, I was living in Central Florida, and when I moved to Fort Lauderdale area back in the early 90s, I wanted to be around the rain and the tropics and
Yeah.
climate change. It started turning into droughts all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was living south of Cocoa Beach.
I like it
And
there.
my whole neighborhood caught on fire. The whole entire town was on fire. I was
You
on
lost
my
your
roof.
house?
Well, I almost did. I almost did.
Wow.
I'm on my roof with a garden hose watching my neighbor's houses burn down like crazy. And helicopters flying overhead with buckets of water dumping. And then the power lines caught on fire, which means my well went
That's
dead.
exciting.
So I had to evacuate.
Wow.
So I decided I am going to move to the rainiest place I could find, which was Oregon.
Oh, I lived there too. Yeah,
What part?
Portland and Vancouver,
Yeah,
Washington.
I moved here from Salem.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And I got sick of the droughts in Oregon.
There were droughts in Oregon.
Yeah. The past 5 years have been like record drought.
Well, apparently Las Vegas now gets all the rain from across the country because
been pretty good.
before I came out here, people told me, "Oh, it never rains. It never rains. You know, it never rains." And since I come out here, it's rained 55 times already.
Well, we're
Right.
monsoon now too, so you're going to get a lot of rain.
I mean,
coming up
dude,
there.
it's ridiculous.
And don't forget the snow.
and it's snow.
I mean, we had 3 awesome snowfalls in 2 weeks.
And
awesome
it's
for
snowing.
you. It ruined my garden.
It
man.
truly is the end of the world. So if you got them, light them because
I'm out there in my underwear.
the end-
All right,
Is-
East Coast man.
dude, man, it's like scary times, dude. Like apocalypse type shit. It's like really nuts.
No. It's a cycle. It's going to pass.
You think it's a cycle? I hope it does. Okay, Sam. So you're a popular critic. You have a blog. Yeah, he is. He's popular. He is popular.
Yeah.
And the blog is called Vegas Unfiltered. You write amazing reviews of shows in town. Thank God you gave Bronx Wanderers a good one. But let me read you a sentence from one of your past articles.
Amazing because yours was good, right? Is that
Oh,
what you
yeah.
said
Well,
that? Yeah.
thank God for that, man. I'd be fucked if it wasn't. As it is now, Magic Mike Live is a misandristic mess. An expensive and overblown bomb that's about as sexy as Menopause the Musical. It ranks alongside the first phase of Chris Angel Believe as one of the most poorly conceived Vegas productions of the past decade. Shit, I'm really glad I got a good review.
Yeah. Please don't ever come to my show, ever.
See, so my next question was going to be, did you review Michael yet? I think yeah.
No, he's in my crosshairs right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, shit.
Where did
No,
you
but-
dig that up?
Well, every time you come out with an article, I read it because I love your writing. I think you're a hilarious writer.
Oh, thanks.
I laugh every time I read it, and even when you give people good reviews, you have a good niche way of saying it and describing it. And I've actually seen a couple shows because of you.
Really?
I really have,
Care to
man. That's
give
why I
them up?
wanted you on the show.
Have you not gone to a show because of him, though?
I haven't gone to Magic Mike Live.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's the review that's
I
keeping you away
haven't-
from
You,
that.
you and I
I don't know
need
if
to
it's the
go there.
review or the naked dudes that keep me away, but yeah, well.
There are no naked dudes in that show. That's the problem with it.
See, it's okay. So I saw that review, and my wife is a choreographer and a dancer, and she went with her girlfriends, and she raved about the show.
She liked the show.
She loved the show.
Okay, dude. If you have women in your life that like that show,
Easy, it's my wife.
worry.
No.
Gotta worry,
So
dude.
can we talk about what anything like in a quick summary? What about the show other than what
Yeah,
just
so I
read?
want to know, like, so what didn't flow and come together for you? Because
The show.
how can you fuck up naked dudes on a stage?
Well, first you don't get them naked.
Well, what are they like? They go into their underwear, and that's as far as it goes. And
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's like at the time that I first saw it, it was about 50-something minutes before they stripped off their shirts.
Oh, they milked it too long. Well, you know, women like it. They like to go slow. Men like it fast, so maybe we're not getting it.
But the theme of it is man-hating.
The theme is man-hating?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's it really is down on men, and in this Me Too era, to turn it around and make the opposite into entertainment really.
Yeah, us too, fuckers. Yeah. We have feelings too. We have feelings too.
Yeah, that's what threw me about it, is that it sucked the fun out of girls going to a male review or gay guys.
What was the response from the women that were there, the people that were there? Did you watch the crowd, of course?
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
So
yeah.
was there a vibe there, or what?
It was kind of a scary vibe, because the host is a woman, and she dominates the show. And she spends most of the time slamming men, talking about how
I'm used to it.
Well,
It's like in one ear out
which
the
is
other.
why
at
I
this
said
point.
if you have women that find that entertaining, there might be something going on there, because
Yeah, that's
So they're whapping us back in that show. That's
badly,
okay.
badly.
All right.
And
okay.
so you could understand if there are women that are going to those kind of shows that are like venting or frustrated.
Yes.
And it has touched a certain chord, but I don't know if that has a really good place in entertainment.
I got you. What's your favorite naked guy show besides Bronx Wanders?
You're not naked.
Thank God.
but you do a lot of.
I have a I don't do this
Sexy.
button. I don't like doing
That's
this
sexy.
button.
Like that, right?
Yeah, like
That's
that.
for you, yeah.
Like that.
It's becoming contagious, right?
Yeah.
I hear it.
I still don't have any chest hair, and I'm 31 years old.
You don't want that.
Yeah?
No.
Thank God.
Smooth is in.
Yeah, smooth as in, baby.
All right, I trim a little.
All right, that's
Here we
cool.
go. So
I
we're
like
all on
it.
the same
I dig
page
it.
here.
All right.
As far as favorites, I probably split it down the middle with Chippendales. They're the gold standard. You know,
I heard that's a great show.
It is. It's fun in a good-natured way. They're the kind of guys that you could take home to mom, so to speak.
That's cool.
And Aussie Heat.
Oh, that's not Thunder Down Under. That's
No,
different.
that's a completely different show. A lot of people think that that's the same, but it's not.
Cool.
It's kind of like the Renegade Upstart, and they are so in your face, in your mouth.
In your mouth.
Yeah.
That should
If
be
you're
the
into that
friggin'
kind
tagline. Not only are we in your
mouth.
face, but we're in your mouth.
I mean, it's completely no holds barred. You can
That's
touch
cool.
and grab and twist and poke and.
No, I know. Like
That's
half
Vegas.
of them reached out to my girlfriend trying to get with her. So like I totally respect them for that.
I lost a girlfriend to Thunder Down
No,
Under.
I-
I took my girlfriend at the time, yeah.
Oh man, that's great. But seriously, I love reading your stuff. So keep writing, and you should totally review Michael at some point. Okay, so Rocketman just recently came out, and I have to admit, I wasn't the biggest fan. But we have to remember Elton John is alive, and Freddie Mercury isn't. So maybe if Freddie was alive, Bohemian Rhapsody could have been a whole lot gayer. Forgive my whatever, but
Yeah.
So you're a rock guy.
Yeah.
What did you think
Elton
of it?
John fan, of course.
Elton John fan? Yellow Brick
I-
Road was like the first album that taught me how to play piano.
I missed that because I can't play piano for crap. I play guitar though. So the takeaway for me I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was great, and the takeaway for me was we have to pay attention that all that material excess out here isn't going to make us happy. That guy had everything, has everything, and he went down that path of destruction with it, and that was a big message for me, an underlying message for it. So for me, I live my life
me
by
and you
that.
are no strangers to that.
Yeah. So did you not? Did you get a takeaway?
No,
of that?
I love the storyline. I just wasn't a whole fan of the whole Mary Poppins scenes. Like the whole everybody breaks into dances with umbrellas.
Oh, it
and
was a
just goes
musical.
Really?
into random shits
So
like that.
that threw me off guard. I had
Like,
no idea it was a musical.
I didn't think it was going to be like Mary Poppins meets. You ever see that biopic of Bobby Darin, Beyond the Sea?
I've never
when
seen
he's
that.
like talking to himself as a kid, and the little kid is singing to him, and then the old guy's singing to the little. Okay, it's cute, for Bobby Darin. I didn't see it coming for Elton John. I guess
I didn't hear anything about it being a musical, and it's a treatment that the director and the writers chose to
Yeah.
do. And that's if you love musicals, then you would have loved that aspect. Are you not a musical guy?
Believe it or not, for me, like musicals is the one form of art that I hate the most.
I agree.
I hate it
But
the most.
Didn't bother me
I
that
just
much.
don't like how people sing like this, and I don't like how they talk, and then they just randomly go to talking, and then we go to
It's
singing.
art. It's another
and then we
form
just
of
do
art,
that,
man.
and I can't wrap my fucking head around it.
And
man.
musical
Didn't
people
you
don't
love the fact
Can't.
that it went against the grain? There was no sameness to it. You didn't see it coming, so that was a theatrical experience.
Again, there were a lot of the aspects of the movie I dug, and there were just some that I just like. So the mom just the dad just looks at the screen and goes, I want love, but it's impossible. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching right now, dude? Like, I don't want to see the dad sing I want love. Like, I want to.
I have to
Had
agree.
you
was
right,
glad
I want love.
That part went quickly.
You know, the whole beginning, I'm just looking at, like, my girlfriend going, oh, my God, I hope this gets better.
I thought that too.
Okay.
Same thing. Yeah. But it was great.
Cool.
I thought overall I loved the movie.
Okay, cool. And I'm also seeing this this theme with rock stars that in order for you to make it to that level, your parents have to suck. Like, really gotta suck. And I feel like I'm never gonna make it there because my my parents are cool. Believe me, like they hit me when they shoulda. Like they totally did. And like for instance, I remember this one time. It was Mother's Day, and I used to smoke. Yeah, man, it wasn't a belt for me. It's a lot bigger objects. It was Mother's Day, and I gave my mom a card, and in the card it said, "Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I quit smoking." And I smoked. I was a smoker. Yeah. You know, it sucked. And as she's reading the card, she's walking around her room upstairs, and the asshole that I am, I'm smoking a cigarette downstairs outside.
Wow.
She's like so happy. She looks out the window like, fuck, my life's amazing. And she just looks down and sees me smoking. And she comes outside. She takes the card, rips it up, throws it in my face. And the next thing you know, all I did is I tasted purple. Yeah. Because she just cocked back and right hooked me like
well
to the
deserved.
fucking jaw.
Nice job, Carol.
And
excellent.
I was,
really great.
I was
really
like,
great.
I was like, whoa, my mom hit me. Because like I wasn't a kid. I was like 16 years old. Like she hit like a man-ish, you know? Like she totally hit me. Hashtag us too. So, yeah. So I feel like all these rock stars, like they're really fucked up mommy daddy wise.
Struggle.
How about you, Michael? Do your parents beat you?
Struggle. Look, struggle brings out the best in everybody. You
It's
know,
true. You
when
gotta be
life's too
tortured.
good and it's all wonderful, you're maybe write some great love songs. Great, yay, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've written the best songs when I was in the darkest place in my life. And when it comes to having parents that are, you know, dysfunctional, let's say, my parents were when I was born, my mom was 18, my dad was 20. They're hippies from the Bay Area, dropping LSD and smoking pot. Did they know how to raise a kid? I don't think so. So neglect was part of that whole situation for me. But yeah, I got beat all the time.
Yeah.
Hit with broomsticks. My dad had a belt on it. It was all metal buckles. And he would get it out. You could hear it tingling down. He never hit me with it, but just the thought of that was enough, you know. But he did whack me around pretty good.
Yeah. That's nice. That's cool.
Well, here's the thing. Look, I don't have kids, so I can't say I'm going to be a better parent.
We're gonna get to that later in the show.
If you gave me a card telling me Happy Father's Day, I quit smoking, blah blah blah, for that, and then I would beat the shit out of you.
I do not hold that against you, Mom. You had 100% the right to beat the shit out of me. 100%. 100% the right. 100% the right to beat me. And you know what? That's why I love them, though, because they beat the shit out of me when the time called for it. Today's parents, it's the other way around. The kids almost beat up the parents.
Well, Sam comes from a police background, right? Your family?
My family's all law enforcement.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
How did they treat you when you were a kid?
How about you? Did you get beat up when you were a kid?
Beaten?
What a nice
Handcuffs.
show. What a nice show this is.
Oh, my God.
Come cry with us. Come cry with us at What the Cluck at 1 p.m.
But there was respect because of that, right?
Well, that only works if there's a reason to get the beating.
Oh, if it's just abuse, that's a whole different animal.
Abuse is different. We're talking, did you deserve some shit and get some?
No. Me?
Yeah.
Oh, he was such a good little
he was
boy.
I was.
He was an
Everybody
angel.
loved little Sammy.
Oh, that's so
Teacher's
cute.
pet
Con
every
artist.
grade.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad we all got beat, so that's really nice. At least,
It made us the guys.
At least it made
That's
us
right.
what we are,
That's
man.
right.
It makes
No
you. It
regrets,
really does make
no
you appreciate
blame.
stuff.
You know.
Really
Thank
does.
you for giving me this experience.
It does
Forgiveness.
motivate you forward.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. Parents, hit your kids.
Yes. We turned out great.
We turned out debatable.
Cheers.
Before we continue, Michael, any shows coming up at Reckless in Vegas?
Yeah. I got a big show July 13th at Aliante.
Nice.
And that's another benefit for St. Jude's Ranch for Children.
I love that you do that, man. I love that you partner with them for your shows.
It was a little hard on this one just because low ticket price, but I did get sponsors. Accurate Building Maintenance is they offered to pay $3 per ticket. Jeffrey Roth is a surgeon in town. He's offered to pay $3 per ticket.
That's great, man.
And Boyd stepped up. Boyd Gaming. They're going to pay $3 a ticket. So as of now, $9 a ticket will go to St. Jude's Ranch for Children. So they're going to make more money than we are.
You hustler, you, but good. That's a good thing.
Hey,
I'm happy
it's a
for you,
great
man.
thing.
Good.
We love
When
it.
is that again? July 13th?
July 13th at Aliante.
July 13th. If you're in town, go check that show out. Michael's got a great show. If you haven't heard of him, and people that are from across the country watching,
He basically takes old style 50s songs. I mean, I'm sure you can describe it better than I can. But he takes like Luck Be a Lady, Dean Martin songs, Frank Sinatra songs, and makes them rock, modern, Green Day rockin' kickin' songs. So it's a really cool thing that he does. So check that out. Look him up online, Reckless in Vegas. Really cool.
It's a modern twist on vintage Vegas.
I love it.
So it's postmodern jukebox in reverse.
Reverse.
It's
exactly.
reverse, yeah. It's postmodern jukebox with balls.
We need that.
Yeah, minus the
Come see it,
mastectomy.
Sam, but be nice.
Yeah.
I will,
No, just be honest. I
Come
don't
see
care.
it and
Thick skin.
rip him a new asshole.
Yeah, do it.
Rip
Do
him
it
an
because
asshole,
Wait a minute.
dude.
You can't say that around me.
Oh, sorry.
Please don't rip me a new asshole. I like my asshole.
I'm not touching it.
Oh, man.
God.
Shit. So what was I going to say? So you're also a farmer. You're a part-time farmer.
Amateur.
Yeah, you're an amateur farmer. So you have chickens. How many chickens do you
We
have?
got 5 chickens.
5 chickens.
Get 3
I
to
shit you
5.
not. He really does.
3 to 5 eggs a day. It's great.
3 to 5 eggs a
Which,
day.
You know,
he has 2 doggies.
2 dogs, and we got a garden going. We're getting spinach and romaine and kale and tomatoes, 7 different varieties of tomatoes, hot peppers, bell peppers, sweet peppers. Did I say onions? Purple onions?
Wow.
Red
You're
onions?
vegetarian?
No. I like
Just
meat.
doing the growth.
It's just
I don't
amazing.
get it, man. Like,
When
how do you
you-
wake up one day and go, I want to do this much more work a
You
day?
marry a woman from Oklahoma.
Oh, man. That explains
It's
that.
not that much work,
Oklahoma.
actually. It's really not. It's not.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's all irrigated, so it waters itself, and when you eat the spinach from the garden compared to what you get even organic at Whole Foods or any grocery store, there's life in it. There's actually an exchange of life that happens.
Yeah,
when
there's
you eat the
ants,
food.
there's bugs, there's like all great shit in it, man. Amazing.
Well, you're going to be at the house for a couple of weeks coming up here.
I
so.
am. I watch his house when he
Wait,
goes
what?
away. Yeah, I'm also part-time farmer when Michael
Part-time
goes
farmer,
away.
part-time father to the boys, Melvin Harvey and Shappy
I
Shapiro.
love his dogs, man. I fell in love with his dogs.
I may need you for a backup pet sitter.
There you go.
I'm cool. I love
are you with
animals.
cats?
Listen, as long as I can give them back, I'm a great animal father. It's just the 24/7 responsibility factor for me.
How are you
is,
about picking up poop?
I'm really bad at it.
What about
really,
throw up?
I'm
That's a hard one
I'm
for you.
horrible at it, dude. Okay, so I got a story. I got a fucking story. So I'm in the studio, right?
yeah.
Michael's got like a whole studio, and I'm in my underwear. I'm like, I'm kind of semi-naked making music in his studio. And the dogs come in, and a maid comes in. She's cleaning up the whole house. She goes, "All right, Vin, I'm leaving. All right, take care." She leaves. Little did I know, she left the garage open.
Oh, yeah.
So the next thing you know, I don't see the dogs for like an hour. And Liz, he's going to get really upset. I didn't tell him this for like months.
I know this. Oh, yeah. you told me this
Liz came home and she's like, "Where are the dogs?" I go, "What do you mean where are the dogs? They're running around somewhere." She goes, "Vin, they're not in the house." So I freaked the fuck out.
for hours, right?
I run outside in my underwear in his neighborhood, screaming his dog's names like Shappy. Bah, 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 bah.
There's your naked
I see
Bronx
one
Wonder.
dog I see one dog coming down the road like do 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 do, like like holy fuck, Melvin, get in here. And then Shappy, his other dog, is like in this yard sniffing all this stuff. So I go, Shappy, get in here, get in here, get in
Eating
here.
coyote
Thank
poo.
God I got them in there. Little did I know the hour that they were out there, his dog was eating
was a
all the
buffet.
berries in the
buffet.
fucking garden.
No.
So this dog, like, this is 10 minutes before he's getting home from a 2-week trip. The maid cleaned the whole room. This dog dry heaves on the floor.
Not dry.
Let me tell you something. I've been to a lot of college parties in my life, a lot of drugs in my life. I've seen a lot of vomit in my life.
Yeah.
This
Not
dog
like this.
topped every single
Probably a
Lindsay
phone like
Lohan
that.
video I've ever seen in my life, dude. Like, this was like a vomit pile the size of this table. And the smell, I vomited on the vomit.
Yeah, he
So
can't
this was
handle
the
it.
scene. He was coming home in 10 minutes. And there I am with 16 paper towel rolls, just like cleaning everything up,
where all
freaking
the
the
paper
fuck
towels
out.
went.
And I looked at Liz and go, I don't know if I can do this full time. I don't know if I can ever have kids. Like, I don't know if I can have kids.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. If you ever get big enough to get your own biography,
This is why you have
movie-
cats, though. You don't have to
Right,
deal
right.
with this.
But I want this scene in the movie of your life.
You want to.
I want to see
Of him
this.
cleaning up throw up or vomiting on the
Works. I
throw
mean,
up.
starting
Yeah.
with a running down the
Scorsese's
street,
going to direct it.
right.
Either way,
So-
the boys love you, and when you come over, they're very excited to see you. Shappy hugs you immediately.
No, I
so.
love you, man. You guys are family. You know that. The last topic I wanted to talk about was apparently a new article released by Live Science, a.k.a. Real News, shows the world's population, 7.7 billion, starting to actually slow. It may actually grind to a halt in 2100. People just aren't having kids anymore. You're married.
Yeah.
You gonna have kids?
We talk about it. We're not. It's not a no, but
it's definitely not a yeah.
Yeah, we're a little.
It ain't the 50s anymore, people.
Yeah, there's a lot of fear around it. We'll see. She's got 2 years to figure it out. I'm coming up on 50 in 2 years, and that's the deadline.
Wow. And I technically would be the godfather, so holy shit. So
I didn't know that. We're having kids for sure.
Ease up on that. All right. Sam, you're famously gay. What's the deal with you and kids? No, yeah, no, yeah. No, right? Fuck that.
I am a population control advocate. I'm self-proclaimed.
I like that. So you're like Dexter. You kill people in your spare time. That's nice.
If I do, I don't know about it.
In your sleep.
I better get a GPS thing on
I feel safer right already.
No. I'm very much pro-adoption, and I'm anti-artificial insemination. I think it's really interesting that people can get really fired up about abortion, which they consider to be killing, but they're completely silent about
killing kids at the border.
Well,
sorry. I got my conservative friends over there. Yeah.
But the fact that we can use science to artificially create more life on an overpopulated planet, everyone's on board with.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And whenever I bring that up, I get daggers galore.
Yeah, no,
I'm like, when somebody tells me, hey, we're going to have a gender reveal party or, baby shower, I'm like, congratulations. I hope the baby's healthy.
Where's your baby license, bitch? Yeah, they should have a license for that.
Yeah, you just
should. If you need a license to rent a car, you should have a license to have a kid. I feel like you should.
Yeah. And considering the fact that we've all had the crap beaten out of us.
Yeah.
There are guidelines. We don't come with instruction manuals on how to be parents.
You don't.
And anybody can have a kid.
Yeah, anybody can have a kid. It's scary. It is pretty scary. I mean, I'm 31. Like, I'm totally on the fence about it. Like, totally on the fence. It's cool because my brother just had a kid, so I can have a trial run. Like, if I screw up, like, it give backsies. Like, here, it's yours.
It's still different.
I'm kidding, Aubrey. I love you.
It's great to be an uncle, or in my case, a gunkle.
Yeah, a gunkle. Yeah, I like it.
Right.
Come over, have some ice cream, go home. I'm tired.
I love it. Yeah, that's my thing, too. Very cool. Well, that's all the time we have for today.
What?
You guys,
Come on.
I know it's a quick show. Show. It's hard to keep people engaged for an hour anymore. Like people have
checked
the
out. Should we keep going?
Attention span of gnats.
I'm game.
But
just need a refill.
Michael Shapiro, thanks so much for coming. Thanks for always being a great friend.
Oh, yeah,
Reckless in Vegas. Go check him out. Amazing guy. Amazing songwriter. He's got his own songs too. He's incredible.
Thank you.
Sam Novak, great writer in town. Keep writing, man.
Dude,
keep writing because everybody writes and reads your stuff. Everybody writes your stuff. Everybody reads your stuff.
I'm freelancing out.
so good.
I haven't had a scotch or a bourbon in 2 weeks because of this vocal rest, so I'm completely elsewhere.
You sound great, man.
But thank you guys for chiming in. We'll be back on, I believe, July 1st. We'll be back. So be kind and take care of everybody. We love you.
See you later.
Be cool. Woo.